Okay, hi everybody. I'm sorry about not being able to film last week. As some of you may or may not have heard, I was sick with a combination of two things. One was a viral infection mixed with an allergic reaction to the antibiotic that he had put me on originally. So I stopped taking the antibiotic a couple of days beforehand so that I knew that it was the antibiotic the entire time, but my mom was confusing the symptoms of what I was having with the side effects. However, the exact same side effects of the antibiotic that he had put me on were the exact same symptoms as anaphylactic shock, which that would not have been a good thing. But I'm better. I feel great, and I'm gonna talk tonight about now. If you haven't been following me on Facebook, haven't seen my posts about it. I went down to with my church on a bus trip down to Washington D.C. for the 47th annual March for Life. I loved every moment of it. We had President Donald Trump speak at the March for Life, and he was the first sitting president to hit to go to the March for Life. And the mass media downplayed on how many people were actually there, though. The media said there was 250,000 of us. There was 500,000 of us in the National Mall on Friday, and my church group decided to wave hi to the snipers and everything. And I'm looking at them. I'm like, you guys are very lucky that we didn't. And security was really tight because of the president being there. So you couldn't have banners, you couldn't have wood, you couldn't even have, you know, pepper spray, you couldn't have guns, backpacks, anything like that in. So the security was so tight that the deacon of our church decided, hey, let me just go wait on the outside with everything that we needed. So we are going to then talk a little bit tonight why I but honestly, I'm going again next year because it was a lot of fun. The dog is in the background, as you can tell, just being all crazy and everything. So he's in the background right now digging. Sorry about that. But I honestly, like, you have to go to experience. I just felt this, like, I felt like all the energy I had, I left at the march that day, and I'm trying to regain that back. Because when you go sit on the bus for 3 hours, "Hey, sister girl, nice seeing you," and you see some people with lunches sister girl, that's because they are my mods for this channel. So, if you don't know some of these, you should, but obviously Joe is one of your mods, as well as Danny C. Olin, Carolyn, and James Tyson. So if you have a question or YouTube ideas, feel free to message me on Facebook. Feel free to leave them during the live stream, and I would take suggestions. So, and it was pretty exciting to go down for the first time. I've never been there. You do a lot of standing, and then it's a lot of walking from the Washington Monument. We stop there, and then what you do is you go down past I think it's Constitution Street, I think, in DC. Then you go the Constitution Street, then you go down that, then you go up this massive hill to the Supreme Court. So you do so much standing and walking, but it is so much fun. I felt like I left like I said, I felt like I left my energy in DC, and I have to regenerate that energy because it just felt like, I just felt this, and with the president speaking too, I mean, come on, he's the first sitting president to speak at the March for Life, which was really exciting for me and for everyone there, that it was just this, this massive, this massive, USA chant broke out at the end. There was like 500,000 of us. Yeah, it was holding the pro-life signs, honestly, like, I kept one of them, so I'll show you what they say. So obviously, this is Students for Life. Studentsforlife.org is where these signs are made, but it says, "I am the pro-life generation," and then on the back it says, "I vote." It says, I vote pro-life fast," and that was a lot of fun. Ex- you know, using your First Amendment right for something so meaningful and deep down inside, everyone, I feel like, should be pro-life, but yet you got some people you feel like, well, life doesn't begin at conception. For some people, they believe after the baby's born, it becomes a human, which we all know, biologically, as from the moment of conception, it becomes a life. It becomes a human being. It becomes everything like that. And in tonight's video, also, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I march for life. One of the main reasons why I march is because I love kids, and especially babies. And it, to me, breaks my heart that these moms have nowhere to, like, they feel like abortion is the only option. But there's, crisis pregnancy centers, there's maternity homes, there's lot of, helpful things out there for women who have facing unplanned pregnancies. And obviously, some people think Planned Parenthood, they help you out, but as we all know, that's really not true. We know Planned Parenthood they are the main abortion provider in the United States. And honestly, like, during the march, one of the EWTN covered how many abortions were getting performed so far, and the number was up 30 minutes after the march started, 22,000. That is a lot. And honestly, I get so mad when, I have some coworkers who agree with me, then I have some coworkers who disagree with me. It's, someone believe, well, it's a woman's right to choose, but in reality, uh, it specifically says in Deuteronomy 30:19, "I've set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live." So pretty much that kind of commands us to choose life. And it, to me, that always stuck out to me. And I made my own banner for the march, which I was kind of surprised it got past. It made it through security. Yeah, I feel really, like, I was surprised my son got through security at the march because of how big it was, but my son was able to make it past security. And, like, security was extremely tight. I mean, it was, I honestly hadn't seen so many Secret Service people, TSA agents working at the march, and my one cousin wouldn't leave one Secret Service man alone. He kept asking him questions like, "What's it like working for the president?" He was like, "It's honestly not that interesting like everybody thinks it is." I'm looking at my cousin and I'm like, "You really just started talking to a, Secret Service agent?" I'm like, I'm kind of surprised, but and my favorite memory, I think that's gonna live forever, is when, um, Yeah, it does. It's millions and thousands, and it's just because in the state where I live in, our governor has said it's okay to kill babies with Down syndrome, and we know that is not okay. We know that even children with hidden disabilities, even that are born, whatever type of disability they have, they're also important and they have the right to life. And to me, I feel like that's why I march in the March for Life, what is to give those who can't speak for themselves a voice, defending the unbound, and also just, using my First Amendment right and peacefully protest. And the to me, what really just gets me mad is when people that oppose us, we were in the middle of marching down Constitution Avenue, Constitution Street in Washington, D.C. And out of the corner of my eye, I just saw like just someone saying pro life's are hypocrites. And I saw another one, like as soon as I got off the bus, I heard a my body, my voice chant break, my body, my choice chant break out. I'm like, they're already mad that we're here. We haven't even started marching yet. I'm like, this is gonna be great. Getting the pro-choice people mad. They don't like being called pro-choice. They like being called, open-minded, but they hate if you use the term pro-abortion. They hate that. And they claim the left, which is tolerance, but then you don't agree with one thing that they say, what they say, and they automatically go off on you, like you know and the pro-life group is getting so bigger that they now one of the groups I follow on YouTube, they're the TFP group, though, for the defense of society, for the defense of tradition, family, property, and what they do is they go out and peacefully protest. And I was lucky enough to I couldn't go over there to say hi. Yeah, they're hypocrites, exactly, but then they think we're hypocrites at the exact same time. So, but then also, like someone, I guess debated a couple liberals beforehand, and someone threw this fly on the ground, and I'm like, ooh, I'm keeping this. Couldn't get close enough though to say hi to them because there were too many people and there was a massive group around them anyway, just to talk to them and meet with them, that I couldn't even get close enough. So I'm like, oh well. So I posted their Facebook page. I'm like, hey, my Trin and I saw you, but we couldn't get close enough to say hi. But they they support, hey Steffi Pooh, nice seeing you. I'm glad everybody, make sure you should go on Steffi Pooh. Make sure you share this with your friends because I'm at 29 subscribers right now. I would love to get 30 at some point, maybe even 50. That's kind of my next goal because of just in general. So I'm just, it's just, and there's a local one in May. So I'm, I love going, ever since I went, like I said, you need to go to one in order for you to figure out what I'm talking about. Um, it's for me one of those things as a Catholic where you're just like, you're doing the right thing. And I found a pothole, so I'm thinking the devil was kind of at work a little bit, trying to get me injured and not much. But I'm just like, you know what? Even though I just found a pothole, I'm still going to be marching. I'm still going to go. I'm still going to do this every year. Honestly, you have to go to experience one to go know what I'm talking about. I could go on for hours on a rant. I'm sorry. If this is kind of a rant video, I'm sorry. But it's something that, and we met at the Union Station afterwards. I wanted to go down to Chick-fil-A because they had one at the train station. We went down to see Chick-fil-A, and there's this massive line for Chick-fil-A. I'm like, yeah, I think I can wait for Chick-fil-A because I'm not waiting in this long line. But it was just so much fun. But the traffic, though, coming out of DC to Baltimore to York was just stop and go the entire time. I mean, made sense though, because people getting going through Baltimore to get home, and yuck. But it's a lot of fun. I had a good time. They had people as far as Louisiana, as far as oh, again, Indiana. A lot of people fly in for these events and stay overnight. That's how big this group is, and I'm going to say this. I'm going in May again. There's a local one in May 18th, and I got off work for that. I can't wait to go. I am just so excited that we have the honor of hosting a state one for the first time, I think. I don't know if it's the first time, but it's probably not going to be the last time either. Because Roe v. Wade is such a big deal. That's when they pretty much made it legal in all 50 states for abortion, pretty much. And ever since then, this year's theme was pro-life is pro-woman, which that theme was, you know, you know, President Trump, I have nothing but good things to say about his speech, and yet they're messing around in the Sushtigo. That's a good question. I live in Pennsylvania. That's born and raised in Pennsylvania, been here all my life. And it's a lot of fun, but when you get things like you have a governor that doesn't support life but vetoes every bill that protects unborn children, I kind of question why he's governor. And he's highly pro-choice. He gives to Planned Parenthood. He does so much other stuff that makes me feel like, and and I actually saw TFP's video, them comparing the Women's March versus the March for Life, and it was surprising how much the Women's March silences the pro-lifers if they show up if they're a woman. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising too much for me, but it is. And also, I was, pretty happy, but they had what shocked me the most that was they had two abortion survivors speak at the March for Life this year, which one survived a saline infused solution, toxic saline solution, and she was left to sick for like 5 days. And they thought she would be dead by then, but she was still alive. And Trump's trying to call on Congress to get an act passed that makes it necessary for them, that the babies that have been surviving attempted abortion, to get equal health care rights as healthy babies are born with. And as we all know, with all the junk that's going on with our government right now, we all know that certain people are not happy with that. And I didn't mean for this to get too political all of a sudden, but some of it does involve certain people needing to get removed, such as Pelosi. She's the major one that needs to get out of there, because she spent so much taxpayer money on trying to impeach him, and they'll try fell votes for an impeachment trial with Trump. But I was talking to a couple people today about it. He's not going to get it. After the March for Life speech, he's got a lot of people on his side. And he said the reason why they're going after him is because he stands with us with this movement, and he will fight for life until he gets removed from office. And this is I apologize, this is one of my longer videos, but it's just something that needs to get discussed. It needs to get talked about. Everyone, have some, like I said, some people may agree with you on it, some people may disagree with you, but it's all about what you do. Like, no matter what you try to do, they're not going to be really acceptant of it. but all you have to do is hope and pray one day that Roe v. Wade does get overturned so that it makes abortion illegal. And sadly, the left believes a baby after birth still can get aborted after birth, nevertheless, in a couple hours beforehand. That just don't even get me started on that because that just really angers me beyond belief. So I'm gonna, like I said, make sure you give this. I'm gonna close it out here by saying this: if you know someone, my one friend, for example, she actually told me she was thinking about getting an abortion. I said to her, once when you hear that baby's happy, you're gonna change your mind. And sure enough, she just came. Then a couple days after that, she said to me, she goes, "You were right. I'm keeping this baby, even though I really didn't want to keep it. I'm still keeping it anyway." So, you know, and she has 2 kids now, which sadly are not in her care, but I'm not gonna get into that story because I feel like I've been talking about sob stories for so long now that. And I also wanna ask this, a couple of my coworkers have pranked me today. So if I can get maybe 35 subscribers in the next 2 weeks, I will, definitely get them back and film it and upload it to YouTube. So if we can need a 35 subscribers, I'm pranking half of them back because I don't like being pranked and they know it and that they still prank me half the time anyway. So I said, I'm going to get you back as soon as I get this many subscribers. I'm getting them back. But I don't know what pranks to do on them though. So I don't know what prank I should do on them. I'm leaving that up to you guys to decide what prank you want me to do on them. I really don't like being pranked and they know it. And thanks, she's still girl. I really appreciate it. And like if I get 35 subscribers, I'm thinking about, pranking my one boss, but I don't know what that prank is yet. So I'll leave that guys up for you guys to decide. I'm gonna end it here. Catch a video again next Monday at 8:30. I have to figure out what I'm gonna decide, what I'm gonna talk about next week. But I'm gonna end it here. And also, I have to tell you, I went to see Doolittle the movie. So if you want me to do a movie review next week, make sure you let me know. And I'm going to end it here, guys. Know God, be his people, value others, change the world, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.